What's up, social media world? It's me, BP Ben Peters, coming at you with another video, and I have to update you, tell you what happened with my eviction story. And guys, it's a doozy. For those who haven't seen the previous video, I'm gonna link it right up here. This is part 2 of a 2-part series talking about my eviction. To catch you guys up, I went to court, to housing court on February 6th. The day before housing court, my tenant, who was 3 months behind, made one payment on the day of housing court. We went to mediation. She said, I will make one payment today, meaning she will be now one payment left. And I said, when will you be able to make that payment? Now, it's important that you understand this. She picked the date. So on February 6th, she made one payment. She said, hey, on February 10th, I will be totally caught up. And she came up with that timeline. I did not come up with that timeline. And I said, that sounds great. But we put in the agreement, hey, if you don't pay by February 10th, the end of business on February 10th, you will be evicted. I will file an affidavit of non-compliance that following Monday. I will file the affidavit of non-compliance, and you have to be out within 30 days. So what happened? Before I get to what happened, go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I know you're on the edge of your seat. What happened? Well, February 10th came and went. My property manager reached out on Friday. Hey, just a reminder, your last payment is due by end of business today, so wanted to make sure you had that. Nothing. End of business happens, which is 5 p.m., comes and goes. Ladies and gentlemen, she didn't pay. That's right, she didn't pay by the end of business. And here's the kicker. My property manager called, texted, no response. So we don't hear back all of Friday, all of Saturday, all of Sunday. So Monday, I'm going to file the affidavit of non-compliance. Monday morning at 9:31 a.m., she responds with, I'm on my way to the bank. There was suspected fraud. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing this. Worked all weekend. All right, we need to talk. Here's a little rant session. If you are a tenant and you're about to be evicted, even if you're working all weekend, what is the likelihood that your employer, all you have to do is go to the employer and say, hey, can I quick send a 30-second text message to my landlord? I want to make sure that I'm not evicted on Monday. I would venture to say any owner, any manager, any boss on the face of the planet would be like, absolutely, I'm gonna let you take your phone out. I don't even understand if there's a job on the face of the planet that doesn't allow you to take your phone out. I just think this was an excuse. Here's the thing. She didn't tell me when she was gonna deposit it. She didn't tell me anything about the timeline. And so to me, I thought, you know what? Unfortunately, she's not making that final payment, so I'm filing. I went to the courthouse, filed the affidavit of non-compliance. How it works in Minnesota, once you file the affidavit of non-compliance, the court system will then issue a writ. It's called writ of recovery. You serve that writ of recovery, and when you serve that, then tenant has 30 days to get out of the property. But hold on. This is where the story gets juicy. So a week after housing court, again, 3 days after my tenant was supposed to deposit the money, Wednesday rolls around, I get notification that my tenant has deposited the last $1,300 into my bank account. When I've already filed the affidavit of non-compliance, when the eviction has already been on her record. I don't understand people sometimes. This puts me in a weird position as a landlord. I got a call on Thursday morning, again, the day after she has deposited the money, from the court system saying, hey, your writ of recovery is ready to be picked up. You can serve it to your tenant at any time. So what do I do as a landlord? So I see it as two options. Option number one, I go through with the eviction process. I serve my tenant with the writ of recovery. Now, I don't feel good about that just for the fact that now she's caught up on rent. She is no longer delinquent. She is paid. She has paid all the late fees. She's no longer delinquent. But here's the thing. She was supposed to pay on February 10th. That was the agreement. She came up with that timeline, and she paid on February 15th, 5 days later. If she would have said from the start, hey, I'm gonna pay on February 15th, I would have been totally fine with that. But she said, hey, February 10th, no communication whatsoever. As a landlord, I have the legal right to go through with the eviction process, give her the writ of recovery, get her out of my unit. But I consider myself a landlord with a conscience. I have option number two. I go to the tenant and I say, you were supposed to deposit on the 10th. You deposited on the 15th. Now, while I appreciate that you deposited it, from a legal standpoint, I have full legal authority to evict you and get you out of my unit. Now, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I want to keep our relationship good. I don't want my tenant to totally trash the place on the way out, so I'm giving her a second chance. I'm saying I appreciate that you are now caught up, but come March 1st, rent is due. If it is 1 day late, I'm going to go through the eviction process again. And actually, I found out through the court system, for anybody who's watching, once the court system has sided with you, you can get that writ at any time. So it's great news for me as a landlord. I'm not going to serve her with the writ. If she is 1 day late on her next future rent payment, I'm going to serve her with the writ. And I have now communicated this. You tell me in the comments below, am I a glutton for punishment? Am I way too easy on my tenants? Or should I have evicted her, put her out on the street, even though she is fully caught up? It puts me in such a weird position as a landlord. I feel like I'm leading with compassion here, but also being forceful. Tell me in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Guys, if you liked this kind of content, if you liked the 2-part series, please let me know in the comments below. Subscribe, get this information in front of more real estate investors like yourself, legacy builders like myself. I'd love to get this content in front of more people. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Stay vertical.